The second most important thing to understand is your health. I have quite a few videos on this subject. I have a number of health talks that I've done, and from the comments under those videos, I clearly see that a lot of people know nothing about health, know nothing about how human body functions, and surprisingly, after living in it for many years, know nothing how their own body functions. So obviously this is where you need to start. This is not going to be like a big health talk, but I do wish to point you in the right direction. Number one, understand how a human body works in general. Then, having access to your own body, hopefully, begin to understand how your specific body functions, because some people have allergies on certain foods, some don't. Some people sleep a lot, some people don't need a lot of sleep at all. Some people build muscle fast, others, no matter what they do, they just can't get that muscle. So, as much as we are similar, we're also quite different. Understand that. Understand how your body works. Just start researching it. Start reading health books. Start keeping records, diaries, whatever you need of how your body functions, how it responds to various external and internal stimuli. And then, above everything else, this is simply something that you must do to live a long and healthy life. And that is to understand how to heal yourself from both injuries and illnesses. This is something that I was simply forced to do. As a kid, I was not a healthy child. I had a lot of both chronic diseases that damaged my organs, especially my skin. I had very severe eczemas to a point of bleeding. I will not go into these subjects now. I will save them for the future. But I also had serious injuries where doctors said this will not recover without an operation. I had to surprise them and recovered myself fully and natural. The body has an incredible ability to regenerate itself. If you learn how to do so, if you figure it out, then you will have a tremendous advantage again in this life. We will all eventually encounter various injuries and illnesses. That's just part of life. Accept it. And then when the opportunity, each injury, each illness, each disease, as long as it doesn't kill you, it is an opportunity to learn how your body functions, and above all, how to regenerate that illness or injury. And finally, I will make a quick statement about the modern medicine. I used to rebel against it. From my language, you probably feel how I am very much for natural health. But as you live longer and longer, you encounter problems, health issues, for which you need modern medicine. So what I discovered is that rather than rebelling against it, I recommend using it intelligently. I love its diagnostic capabilities. I love its scientific research that I then can use to diagnose my problem and then make a decision where I want to make a serious effort at finding a natural solution, of figuring it out, or I wish to take the modern medicine route and use whatever surgeries, drugs, chemicals, whatever they propose. And I'm here to tell you that yes, sometimes an operation is needed. Yes, sometimes even toxic medical drugs with side effects may be the only viable solution for you at a certain period of time. I don't recommend that you fall back on that option, as so many people do, immediately. If you have time, if you're not dying, if you're not in severe pain, then I urge you to try to figure out how to self-regenerate. But I have had operations. I have used drugs, medical drugs. Let's focus on medical drugs. By the way, full disclaimer, never smoked in my life, never. Nobody could peer pressure me to do it. I was big by that time and strong, and I was rebelling against all weaknesses, still do. And so nobody could pressure me to smoke, peer pressure. And myself, I wasn't interested. And drugs in general, same thing. Never used any drugs ever. And so that's just a quick disclaimer on a side note. But getting back to medical drugs, yes, I had to use them. Didn't like it, had side effects, regretted using them. There were points when I did need to use them. That's it. The pain levels that I was experiencing, the damage that was caused by toughing it out was too much. And so, just like a band-aid, I had to use it, and then as soon as I was stable, I had to jump back onto the natural path of self-regeneration. Look at this, this turned out to be a health talk, which I was not planning to do. Moving on, I think I conveyed everything that you need to start your path of learning about health. Read books, watch videos, see where your mind takes you, see what you can figure out yourself, and then wait for new health talk videos from me. But moving on, the next very important aspect to figure out, it's funny to say it because it should be self-explanatory, but wealth, money specifically. You need to figure out money. You need to start